Variation. This is the topic. This variation word comes from vary. Vary means changing. If something varies, means that changes. Before starting variation, we need to know a few terminologies. Very commonly used terminologies: constants and variables. Constants, the quantities, they remain as it is. They remain unchanged. Variables, the quantities which change, don't remain same. For example, if someone wants to buy 5 pens, so this is constant. If that person goes to different shops in the same market or even globally go anywhere and asks for 5 pens, 5 will mean the same. At all the places this 5 will mean same. But the cost of the pens, that is variable. Total cost of 5 pens, the price of a pen, that is variable. Even in the same market at different shops, the price can vary. The price can change. That can be different at different shops. At different shops, the price of pens can be different even in the same market. So it is variable. For example, if I write an equation, a simple linear equation, y is equal to 3x. Here in this case, this y and x, they are variables. The value of y is 3 times the value of x. For some specific value of x, say x is equal to 5, y will be 15. 3 times 5 is 15. If I change the value of x, say if I take it 10, y will become 30. If I take x is equal to 2, the value of y will become 6. So here what we can see is, if we are changing value of x, x is a variable. It can have a different value. If we change the value of x, that affects the value of y. So x and y, they are variables. Their values are changing. Whereas in this example, you can see this 3 is constant. In these 3 examples, the value of 3 remains as it is. To find the value of y, in the first case, it is 3 times 5. In the second case, it is 3 times 10. In the third case, it is 3 times 2. So 3 in this example is constant. So there is a relationship between x and y. Means, in other words, if we change the value of one variable and that causes the change in another variable, this is called variation. This relation is called variation. So variation is the relationship between two variables. Types of variations. Two types of variations are there: direct variation and inverse variation. In direct variation, both quantities undergo the same nature of change. If one of the two quantities is increased, other will increase. They will have same nature of change. If one of them is decreased, other will be decreased also. In case of inverse variation, if one is increased, other will be decreased. They have opposite sense of change, and the vice versa. If we decrease one, the other will increase. So this is called inverse, mean opposite impact is there. Whereas in the case of direct variation, if one is increased, the other quantity will increase as well as. Whereas if we decrease one quantity, other will decrease as well. If we increase the one, other will decrease in inverse variation. These are two types of variations. When we say y varies directly as x, or y is directly proportional to x, or even simply y is proportional to x. These two terms are mostly used. These 3 statements are for direct proportion, direct variation, or you can say direct proportion. Whereas if there is a statement like y varies inversely as x, or y is inversely proportional to x, in these cases, inverse variation or inverse proportion. Variation or proportion, same thing.